All right, Lee. Lee, I am so glad we are doing these calls because we've got such positive responses from our new AI mode feature within listing leads that we thought it would be helpful. I mean, it's really rarely that you can attend a call where you learn about a product and set it up at the exact same time.
Yes.
This, like, I got two little girls, Lee, as you know, and your daughter just got married recently, actually.
Yes.
So we're on different sides of the spectrum right now. But always bothers me when they come home with school with homework because it's like one more because I have no context on like what the topic is about. Now, listen, it's pretty easy addition at this point because they're young,
I was
but
about to
like
say they're pretty young.
they're pretty young. But still, I'm like, wait, what do they want me to do here? But the thing is that I think when it comes to training and webinars, oftentimes people have to, here's a bunch of ideas and then go home and figure it out yourself.
Right.
This is one of the calls where we're doing these calls because we're actually going to get you set up live on the call together. And by the time that you're done, you're going to get that dopamine rush that, hey, I'm done. Now the thing I wanted to do to help my business grow is actually done. You could check it off your list. So on
Yeah.
that note, Lee, go ahead.
Jimmy, I love that because number one, I think about going to a conference, coming home with all the notes. You got
Yeah,
your notes. I got my notes, but what are they going to do? And couldn't agree more. And that's one of the things I think we're most proud of is that it's pretty easy to get set up. It's pretty easy to get acclimated. Then you can do the work. I think that should
that's
be our
it.
new mantra, right? Like, let's set it up so you can then do real estate work.
That's it. That's it. So on that note, in the chat for us, we had about 120, 130 people register for today's session. Great attendance today, and I know we got a great group. Let us know where you're calling in from today, and I'm going to set the stage here while we get people interacting in the chat here, Lee. Today's call is about the brand new AI mode, and if you haven't got it set up, you're in the right place. If you have got your account set up, then you're good. You don't need to be on today's call. But if you're on today's call and this is the first time you're hearing about AI mode, you're in the right place. We're gonna get your account set up for you today. So Lee, let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm
Let's
gonna
do it.
start off and I'm gonna actually just go through for a hot second here. I'm in the back end of listingleads.com. So actually, again, you're gonna work with me here, team. So as everyone's on today's call, you're gonna follow along with me. So I want you all right now, and let me know in the chat when you're in. I want you all right now to say in. I am logged in to listingleads.com. So let me know if you're in the platform. Okay, so lots of ins. Great, awesome. So let me set the stage before we get into the account setup because the account setup is going to take no more than a few minutes to get dialed in. And Charlene's asking, is this the same as Monday? Well, Charlene, we're focused on the AI mode. We covered that briefly, I think, on Monday's call. So if you don't have AI mode set up, you're in the right place. If you already have it set up, you're good to go. You don't need to be on today's call with us. All right. So high level, as everybody knows, we create emails every week for you to send to your database. The goal of this is that we know the best leads are not on Zillow, they're in your CRM. We know that the key to helping you grow your real estate business is to get the people who already know you to raise their hand and say, yes, I'm interested. So the deal of the week email or the email of the week email, or even some of the other bonus templates that we create, everything is really centered around this idea of how can we put you in the best possible position to engage your database, get a bunch of hand raisers, convert those into appointments, and grow your business. That is the main thing we're trying to do. And now the key is we're trying to do this on a budget. We're trying to say, listen, if you're spending thousands of dollars on leads, that's fine. But if you don't have a rock solid email marketing strategy, you're likely blowing a lot of that money, or you're really not taking full advantage of that. So, since the beginning of Listing Leads existence, we've created an email called the Deal of the Week email, which is a highly effective email designed to get you to hand raisers, and then a timely, value-based, or direct response email called the Email of the Week. We schedule that on Monday and Tuesday. And we do that because by the time that Wednesday comes around and you're ready to start prospecting, you've got an engaged list of hundreds of people that you can begin texting to identify who's actually interested in buying or selling at this particular moment. So here's the deal. We have gotten an overwhelming amount of feedback to say, whatever you guys can do to automate this, please just automate it for me. And so in the chat right now, like how many of you love the content listing leads, but just like really want us to automate as much of this as possible? Like, how many of you want to press that easy button? Just let me know in the chat right now. Like, you just see the yeses coming in right now, like 100%. Like, we get that. So that was the inspiration behind AI mode. So when you're in your listing leads account, you're going to see a big button at the very top of the page called AI mode. And if you don't see that, it will be on the left-hand side under the viral leaderboard. So we're going to give everybody 30 days completely free to experience the value of AI mode. AI mode is $99 a month. It includes up to 3,000 contacts that we'll nurture. Actually, please, in the chat right now, you got to let us know, how many people do you currently have in your database? Like 500, 800, 10,000, 25,000? Yeah. So everybody who's got less than 3,000 contacts that you want us to automatically nurture is $99 a month. And it's literally fractions of pennies for contacts above that threshold there. So Lee, once you click on, and I want everyone to do this with me, once you click on try it for 30 days, you'll be presented with a page. Basically, go ahead and this page here, click on try for 30 days. You'll be brought to the checkout page. Now, let me be clear. You are not going to be billed on this page. You get free. I'm being billed because I've already signed up for the product. You're going to get a free 30 days. So you have 30 days risk-free to try this out. Everybody knows what our policy is on this. If you use it and you love it, great. If it doesn't work for you, we're not locking you into some long-term contract. We want this to save you time and make you money. We don't want this to be a bill that you dread having. So go ahead and click on that and to hit the subscribe button. And then once you've done that, you're going to be brought to this page here. So I'm going to give everyone just a second to do this, Lee. But go ahead and click on the AI mode and then try for 30 days and then click through and say, okay, I'm in my account. And once you do that, you should see this screen here. And so once you've done that, just give me the thumbs up in the chat. Let me know that you're there. I want to get a few thumbs up, Lee, before we move on to the next step here.
For sure. And it takes a second. You got to push through. I just also want to add to, you should be totally fine to go, Nina, thanks for that. I'll check in on that. If by some crazy chance you get billed through some strange thing, we've got it automatically set. We'll refund you. You're not paying for 30 days. So just wanted to toss that out there. Shouldn't be the case, but we got you if that happens.
Awesome. Okay, looks like everyone's getting in right now. Again, if you're stuck there, you're in the back end of listing leads, you're clicking on AI mode, and you're going to click on try for 30 days for free. Okay, so now we got, and by the way, we have a big announcement at the end of today's call. We got a big announcement here.
You hate doing that. What are you talking about? You never do that.
Okay. Well, I just got literally right before we got on the call, I got a message from our CTO at Listing Leads about an update that I'll share at the end of today's call, which would be really powerful. So now that I'm in my account, and basically people are asking, hey, is this an additional $99? Correct. It's an additional $99. The retail price, if you're not a Listing Leads member, is going to be likely about $149 to $199. So we're giving Listing Leads members, if you're an existing member, we're going to give you 30 to 50% off what we're charging on the retail side. Yeah, great question, Mark. All right, so now I'm in my account. So we're going to go ahead and configure and automate our deal of the week. So I'm going to go ahead and click on, I'm in my account now under automate. I'm going to go ahead and click on add new campaign. And now on the right-hand side, you're going to see deal of the week. I'm going to go ahead and select that. And then I'm going to see a preview of the campaign. I'm just going to go ahead and click on the get started button. Okay, so at this point now, you should be looking at this screen. You've clicked on deal of the week, and you're now configuring your campaign. Now, for those of you that don't know, the deal of the week is one of the most effective strategies you can implement to generate now business. And I'll quote Lee, the patron saint of advertising, David Ogilvy, which is, you are not selling to a standing audience, you are selling to a marching band. And so the reason that I want us to be really consistent with this, because if you look over the course of a 40 weeks, 45 weeks, if you got 3,000 contacts in your database and you send 40 deals of the week, you're sending out 120,000 emails each week, personalized to what's happening in the market. 120,000 emails. Even if you get a modest open rate of 15%, you're now looking at, give or take, 18,000 opens, which maybe that's unique people, maybe that's like 15,000 kind of unique opens. Well, that's going to be at least 1,500 to 2,000 people who have been engaging with your content in your database, meaning that like you're going to get all of this rich engagement activity that's going to lead to a much more efficient sales process and a lot more appointments. Now, the reason I know this to be true is because I built an 11-person ISA team that set 5,000 appointments in 1 year. And the one thing that we learned, and the one Zen learning that we learned was the best way to convert more appointments is to send more emails. When we send an email and call or send an email and text, we would convert at like 7 to 10x higher rate than if we were just call without kind of warming up that database. Okay, so now deal of the week. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add in, you can add in zip codes or cities or neighborhoods. I'm going to go ahead and type in Auburn, New Hampshire, give you a couple examples here. Goffstown. I'm going to give you a bunch of pro tips here, so hang with me. Manchester, and then I'll add in Portsmouth. All right, so now you can add in multiple cities. To be clear, when we configure your deal of the week, what we're looking for is we're looking for an area within kind of where you sell real estate where give or take 25 homes are being listed every single week. You can filter this by location, price point, and property type. And once you do that, we are going to then analyze what are the most viral, or using AI to analyze what are the most viral listings on Zillow. And what we're looking for is we're looking for people who are viewing and saving a property. Because if you think about the best deal, Lee, the best deal is a subjective thing until it's not. Meaning that if you have a home that hit the market where it has a 10%, 15%, 20% save rate with minimum like 500 views, that tells us that home is a highly desirable property that lots of people want to know about. Because the average save rate lead for a home is well below 3% for a typical listing. So if
Right.
you're 4 or 5 times higher than that, the consumer, like basically what I'm saying here, team, is like the consumer tells us every
Right.
week by their
This is
behavior.
this is the prom king and queen of the listings for that week.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know where
exactly
that
right.
reference came from, but they're the
Well, it
cool
is.
kids.
I mean, it's what if the consumer's telling us what it is. So a couple things here on when you're configuring your deal of the week. You're only going to have to do this once. Once you configure it, it's done. You're never having to log back in the tool. Emails are going to automatically go out. We'll cover that in a minute. But I'm looking for 25 homes. Now, you can focus on if you live in an area that's like our friend Nashville Nick. Nashville Nick might say, you know what? I've got like 7 zip codes in Nashville where I really want to focus, but there's like 300 homes a week. She could then come through here and say, I'm going to go ahead and filter those zip codes by price range to make that a little tighter and focus on a band of like 800,000 to 1.2 million. So she knows like my sweet spot is this particular price point. You're probably not going to get a lot of deals of the week for homes that are like 3 million or 5 million and above, unless you're in an area where that's the typical price point, like a Southern California or some of these other major metros where they have certain zip codes are obviously very affluent. For the most part, deal weeks are going to be more accessible based on the average or median sales price. And then finally, you have the property type. Now, once I've done this, I'm going to go ahead and click on test my configuration. We're going to analyze in real time, look at the property and say, do you have enough properties? And you can see here, it says, hey, I'm good to go. I have 30 properties. Okay, great. I'm ready to move on to the next step. Lee, let me just stop there before I move on. So I want to make sure I've covered all the kind of basics here of configuring this.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
No, I think that's great. I think, we mentioned this, but I want to overstate it. Again, finding enough quantity of listings that it's going to be evergreen link. So having that criteria wide enough. But yeah, no, 100%. No, there's not a too high number. It picks the best of
Yeah,
the best to do that. And because right now we're only pulling new listings and it goes every 7 days, there'll also
correct.
never be a duplicate listing because unless it expires or does something weird. No, and James, a couple of people posted in the chat that they're getting a lot. That's great. Jimmy, the one thing I would add, making this relevant. We're going to get to this in a minute. You can make multiple campaigns for multiple lists,
Yeah,
but just being sure it's relevant to your market and the leads you want to, don't send a $4 million property if there's only 2 in your market and that's not your niche. Send something
yeah.
at 350. So you're actually get people engaging with your email, not just like, yes, I'd love to live in a $4 million castle.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think that's going to be, your area better than us. And of course, we'll drop in a link too. We have a dedicated support channel. So after today's call, if you have additional questions and you're like, hey, like I'm having some specific questions related to my database or my CRM, we're happy to dive in there with you as well, and we will drop that in there for you.
Yeah, I
Uh,
just dropped it. I'll drop it again. I want to mention too, somebody else just mentioned, just setting up a campaign to send to yourself as a test. So like, just do it.
yep.
Our mantra is execute, send an email. If it's to you, that counts for this week.
Yeah, yeah, and what we're seeing too, which has been really fun, is that we're seeing people subscribe. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about warming up your database in a second, but we're seeing people like subscribe 300 contacts to start, and then the next week they're getting up to 700 contacts, and then they're adding 1,000 contacts, and then as time goes on, we're looking at my friend Ross Hardy. He's got when he started, he had like 100 contacts subscribed. Now he's got 3,000 people getting the email every week, which again is filling his pipeline with people who are raising their hand. Step two, enroll your contacts. Now you have two options here. The first is we know that there are a lot of people who use different CRMs. We've looked at integrating with all the CRMs out there. Unfortunately, many of the CRMs, frankly, do not have public APIs that allow you to integrate. So we had to come up with a viable solution that was scalable for all of our customers. And the one that has been really well received right now is we give you complete control just to upload a CSV of your contacts. And so because you're not like logging in this tool every day, you don't having to manage it, that's been a really good way to get your database into AI mode. So you can upload your contacts directly into AI mode. Now, whether you're using Lofty, Brivity, KV Core, you name it, Close, any of these new ones, we support just uploading your CSV. Notably, we are rolling out in the next few weeks here a Zapier connection that will allow you to automatically connect any of the CRMs that are on Zap, automatically connect them and sync them to AI mode. So that will be coming soon. But in the meantime, you can just download your database and upload it directly into it. If you're a follow-up boss user, we do have a native integration for you. And the way the native integration works is you click on the not connected button here, and we'll go ahead and authorize your account. And then your smart list will sync directly over as available lists for you to choose from. Lee, I know this is your area of expertise. Any advice here or any pro tips on this?
Yeah, I think connecting it, it works predominantly in smart lists, as you showed. So just setting up simple smart lists. I'm actually building some training for this. I sent one out this morning. I'm going to build some training around this very soon to help you guys find the specific either your list and follow boss or to export from another CRM, push in here. And of course, as we release Zapier, that'll be pretty fantastic. You can say a new lead hits my system, add it to listing leads contacts, AI mode.
Yeah.
It's gonna the rinse and repeat. I couldn't say enough, right? Your follow boss lists are gonna grow. The Zapier list is gonna help you grow. It's always gonna send to whoever's in that list. So if you take them out of that list and follow boss, they won't get it next week. If
Yep.
you, but anyway, the idea is here is we're growing your contacts as you go. So you'll have those people. So
Yep. Yeah,
I'll
it
keep
makes
answering
sense.
questions in the chat.
Yeah, thank you, Lee. And so once you've done that, to be clear, if you have CRM where let's say you've got like your contacts broken up by area, you can upload multiple CSVs and they'll just be named by the area. So you might do like I live in the north end of Boston, part of the week. So I'd be like, North End, Beacon Hill, Back Bay, South Boston, as an example. And so if I have my contacts segmented by area, I would just upload sort of just different lists at one time. However, my advice is if you're like in a smaller market where it's not that broken up or your database isn't that organized, like how many of you right now you're like your database is like this is no judgment. Lee promises not to judge you here. How many of you right now feel like your database isn't really that organized? Like let us know in the chat right now. Like how many of you like, you know what? It's really not that organized. Okay. So don't overthink it. The beauty of the campaigns that we create, we got one brave soul here. Victoria is like raising her hand. All right, there's John. Okay. David, hot mess. It's okay. The
Yeah.
beauty is that first off,
Okay.
Victoria, you're like the person who like, does anybody have any questions? The first person to raise your hand. The speakers always appreciate that for the record. Uh, the beauty of email marketing is that emails are the best way to segment your database. Because the emails kind of infer the intent. They're like, hey, here you go. Like this is the intent of this prospect. And I think that the tags and the segments, they're great, but don't become overly reliant on it. Okay, last step, we're here to review and activate. And this will take a moment here to load up for us, but essentially what we've done is now we're ready to basically activate our account. And when our account is activated, what's going to happen here is, and I'll break up for a second here. What's going to happen here is we're going to see this moment where essentially I'll come back to the campaign view for a second. You'll see all of your active campaigns. So any campaigns you've created and you've activated, it will log right there for you. Okay. Now, this is where the magic happens, Lee. So I want to take a moment here just to kind of talk through this, which is once you've activated your account, you are now going to our AI mode is now going to actively review the newest homes for sale in your area, and we are going to identify the best, most viral home. Then we are going to extract the information from that listing, and with a listing leads sort of proprietary prompt, we are going to create an email for you. Now, here's the magic. I'm going to show this to you because this is one of my favorite features. This is an example of a deal of the week preview email. Can everyone see this on my screen right now? Are you looking at this? Cool. Thanks, Lee. What you're going to see is that 24 hours before we send the email to you, or send the email to your list, we are going to tell you what is the deal of the week and why. So this is an example of a home in Hayden Lake, Idaho. And you can see here, this home is listed for $545,000. We include a link to Zillow for that home. This home has been viewed 1,500 times, and it has 617 saves. This is probably the highest save rate I have ever seen of a home. Now, if you get the email and for whatever reason, maybe you have a brand new listing that you're promoting, maybe you're off that week and you don't want to send an email, maybe there's something happening in the world like, we're just going to skip this week. That happens. Or something in your business. Maybe you have a client appreciation event. You want to just focus on that. Well, you can click on skip the email by clicking on that link. So you get the email, you can see it, you can read it, you can review it. And if you want to skip it, you click the link. You do not need to confirm. We will by default say, okay, we're going to send this thing, but we're letting you know in advance. Now below, you'll see an example of the email campaign itself. And you can see the deal of the week. Now, I want to break this down, Lee, because one of the most important things about great email marketing is that you do not want to have a redundant subject line over and over again because it's going to tune people out. So you see deal of the week, why 1,500 people viewed this one? So that is taking the context of the listing, the context of the performance of the listing, and it's creating a highly effective subject line. That every deal of the week is going to have a different subject line and different copy, which is both great for your consumers, people in your database, but also it's great for the email service providers. If you're trying to get into people's inbox, you don't want it to become like deal of the week, deal of the week, deal of the week, deal of the week, and then just like the same thing over and over and over again. Now, as I scroll down here, Lee, we follow a very specific format, which is really designed what I refer to as a skimmable email. Hey, subject line, this one's quietly been outperforming all others this week, over 1,800 square feet, fully updated, under 550 in Hayden Lake. We're just get to the point. 3 bedrooms, new roof, large fence in the yard, room to park your RV or boat. Want the full list of details. Boom. That's it. No link, no photos. Really, we don't even disclose the price. We just say it's under 550, which in this case, I think it was 545 as an example. That's the email that's going to go out. Now, let me stop there, Lee, for questions, because I'm going to see if anyone's stuck on that step.
Yeah, I think we're actually fairly good. It's usually obviously my MO to answer as much as I can in the chat. But yeah, no, I think people get it. I think the only thing that's happening is a bunch of people are doing it at the same time. So some people are having my contacts are spinning. It's like, well, a bunch of people are doing it right now. If that's you, just refresh, try it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no Matt, sorry, I know that's a direct question to us, but I'll answer it here. There's no promo code for it. There is a straight 30 days. Once you hit the upgrade button, you got 30 days. You don't have to do a code. You just go
Yep.
right in listing leads. I'll drop a video I made on how to self-upgrade.
Yep.
But no, Jimmy, I think that tackles all of it. Like, find a great listing. Don't send too many details. So again, the call to action is to reply to you to get the details.
That's exactly right.
But this email helps you and or people on your team or whoever the email's going out from to know
Yep.
what the deal of the week is when somebody says, "Hey, yeah, can you send it to me?" So you don't look silly.
That's exactly right. And I think when you're looking at the deal of the week preview again, I want you just for a moment step back for a second. How many of you just in the chat for me right now? How many of you right now are sending the deal of the week yourself every week? Yes or no in the chat,
Ooh, a
right?
lot of
Are you
yes.
doing it right now? Yeah, yes. I mean, every week without fail. Yes, few yeses, good job. No, no, yes,
We
no,
appreciate your
right,
honesty.
right, no. Okay. And here's the thing. Here's the thing is that like anyone who's doing it knows that like it takes time to do the research to find the deal. Then you got to take the listing and then you got to upload it into, yeah, Dennis, exactly. Stop because there's a lot of manual work. Dennis, this is exactly what we're talking about. If you were to do this manually, like, listen, we did not want to have to build more software for you guys to use. But when clients are like, we this works to me, but we're not consistent. We're like, okay, we have to just invest in building software because like we look, trust me, I wish we could have like found a tool that worked for you guys, so we didn't have to spend all this time and money to build the thing. But like, didn't exist, so we just had like there's no other option. We just had to build a thing. And what jumped out to me was you have to basically find the listing, which takes time. Then you got to basically analyze the listing, which takes time. Then you got to like pump it in ChatGPT to help write the email, which takes time. And then you got to find a tool to like send the email to a list. And then like doing that every week, I mean, just forget about it. It just takes too much time for most people. So that's why we built the tools because we know it works, but the time to do it just takes too long for most people. All right, now after we've sent the email, this is one of my favorite features, Lee. Like I think everyone can relate to this in the chat. I mean, like I don't want another tool to log into. I know about you guys. Like, I don't want to have remember another login or another tool to log into to manage and to like go back and forth between. So what we're doing with AI mode is we're just pushing the important information to you, just to your email. So you don't have to go in there and like figure out how are my campaigns actually working. So we send you 24 hours after an email sent. We send you your deal of the week performance report. And in the deal of the week performance report, we'll break down, hey, here's the when the email was sent, here's who it was sent to, here's what your open rate was, here's what the property was, and again, here's the email for your reference. So that way you have some visibility on how that email is actually doing, and you know if we need to make some changes from this, like this email or your list, we're going to monitor it. Now keep in mind that the team at Listing Leads is actively monitoring your account. And so in this case, what we're looking for is we're saying if we see any problems with your emails, like if we see any problems from your emails where you have a low deliverability rate or you have a low open rate, we are going to be responsible for making sure that we drive that number out. Anybody who's on today's call knows firsthand that like email deliverability is this sort of massive, massive, massive category of things that you have to focus on because if you don't, there's a good chance that you're going to end up in people's spam box. And so the
Right.
team at Listing Leads, Lee, we built in a technology that auto warms up your emails. So when you upload 3,000 contacts or you sync your database to 3,000 contacts, we're going to start with 100 people. And then we're going to increase that 50% every week. Because if we just send 3,000 emails from a cold email right away, it's going to immediately get shut down. So we are going to auto warm your account up every week, adding in 50% more contacts. So it goes from 100 to 150, 150 to 225, 225 to 340, 340 to now, like, I can't do the math that quickly, 525, 530, right? So it's going to keep increasing. So if you have a large database, it might take a few weeks to get everyone fully enrolled, but every week we are adding more and more people. So Lee, I promise everybody. By the way, we're done now. That's it. It's done. This is the last time you're good. AI mode is set up
Set
now.
it and forget it. Check your email.
That's it. It's done. It's done. Lee, let me call something out real quick. Few pro tips. Number one, you can set up multiple deals of the week. So you can come in here, you can configure 2, 3, 4, 5 deals of the week. If you have a large database, you want to break that database up. So that's number one. Number two, if you are in a position right now where you have like, who would I put on this lead? I would put on primarily my prospects. I wouldn't necessarily subscribe. You can. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You can. But I personally probably wouldn't subscribe my clients to a deal of the week at this stage. We kind of recommend for your prospects 2 to 3 emails per week, for your clients like one every 3 weeks. So I'm not really a huge fan of emailing your clients every single week with deal of the week. I think it becomes a little bit overwhelming for them. We actually, in fact, I'll talk about this a little bit later. We're rolling out like client specific plans, which you'll be able to automate as well. So Lee, let's end with this. So today, AI Mode currently supports Deal of the Week. Effective as of next week, you will be able to automate, and I'll go back to listing leads, you will be able to automate the email of the week as well. So as a reminder, every single week, we write an email of the week for you. And that email, you can see here, this is the one we just wrote. And by the way, we test a lot of these campaigns prior to releasing them. Lee, you saw that you saw the email from the team this morning, from the
Yeah.
Berkshire Hathaway team,
Yeah.
which was like the success story of that one was great, which is this is a guy, Joey, who sent it out right now, and he had, I think, a 16% open rate within like an hour of this campaign, of sending this campaign out, something crazy like that. So this email is like, I mean, this is going to eliminate all of those boring action plans that someone wrote, 6 years ago, that are out of date, that are no longer relevant. Like, this is literally the world's best action plan for your prospects, is the listing leads email of the week. And so we write this. So as of next week, when you log in to listing leads, you're going to be able to automate the email of the week as well. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to click on new campaign. You're going to choose the infinite nurture campaign, and then you're just going to choose your contacts and then authorize. And then you are done. Now, Lee, to be clear, we're not charging you any money for that. It's 3,000 up to 3,000 contacts. You're now going to send 8 emails a month. So in this case, it would be, give or take, someone do the math for me there, 8 emails a month, but 24,000, right? Emails. Is that right, Lee?
Sure. Let me get my phone. Say that again.
No,
Yeah.
yes, it is. It's 24,000 emails. Yeah, thanks, Lee.
It's definitely enough emails to make it worth doing.
Yeah. So my point is that when we're not charging on it, like, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but like this whole per send pricing model, I don't like it at all. Like, it's per contact. If you give us 300 contacts to nurture, 3,000 contacts to nurture, 5,000 contacts to nurture, we're going to send them as many emails as we can enroll them into plans for. So at a high level, the email of the week is, we just literally finished up this morning. We're in testing right now. We'll make sure everything works properly for you guys, but that will be available to automate next week. So next week will be the first week in listing leads history where you do not have to send out the deal of the week or the email of the week. AI Mode by Listing Leads does it for you. So Lee, I'm going to stick around here for questions, but that is it, my friend. AI Mode in a nutshell. I'm really hoping we got as many people on board this today as possible. Obviously, we have a great support team to help with any questions that spill over, but let's dive into any open loops here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that. Let me drop the email one more time to hit up if you're having any specific issues. It's AI Mode support at listingleads.com, but I'm dropping that in the chat. Hit us up. We'll get back to you. We can dig into your account, make sure things are good. But yeah, Jimmy,
Yeah.
I'm loving this. I get all the emails too, get copied on all of them. The subject lines are tremendous. Like, I want to open just the freaking preview emails because they're so good.
Well, we got a question from Nina. Will we be able to preview the email of the week prior to sending? Nina, exactly. And so we're going to do the exact same thing, which we're going to send you the preview email. I'll share my screen again. We'll send you the preview email of the email of the week, just like we do here. So if you want to skip it, you can skip it. But we'll send it to you in advance. You know what's going out as well. So no issues on that front. Nina, we'll give you a heads up there. Awesome.
Excellent. Yeah,
Awesome.
just checking through if there's anything else. Darcy, we got some training coming for you guys on that. Parsing out, finding the people in your CRM so you can get them in here easily from the CSV.
Yeah.
Um,
Chris was asking, do we get to pick the date his email go out? So Chris, let me actually just jump out here for a second. Um, we're actually, the way that we're doing this is we have a specific day and time, but what we're going to be doing, similar to the deliverability, Chris, what we're going to be doing with the like managing your open rates, your deliverability rates. I mean, like Chris, that's like a full-time job, just to be clear. Like make sure your emails actually get in the inbox in 2025. This is like this is no longer like 2010 where we can send an email that shows up at the top of your inbox. I mean, there's a lot of work behind the scenes between warming up the IPs and making sure that we have good reputation scores and what words to avoid in the email. I mean, all of that we're managing for you guys. We are not going to introduce a time and day to send out because, at least not initially, Chris, because we're going to start sending these out at different times. For we now have hundreds of clients who subscribe to AI mode. We have like over 4,000 people who are listing lead members, and we just literally rolled this out last week. I suspect we'll probably have a couple thousand AI mode members, by the end of the year. That means we are going to have so much data on the best day to send and the best time to send. We're going to use that to optimize your performance. So maybe we'll introduce a feature, Chris, where you can choose it if you want to. But for us, like our job is to get the highest performance for you. And that's largely going to be based on let the data help shape that. So great question. Uh, Maria was asking, is the AI one only for deal of the week in this terms of relationships with listen leads? Uh, well, it's going to be the deal of the week this week, and then Maria, next week it's going to be the email of the week as well. So those two campaigns. And by the way, for the record, we will be introducing other automated campaigns before the end of the year that you'll be able to subscribe to as well, including, and actually let me know in the chat right now. I would love to get feedback on this because I believe our clients are going to love this feature, Lee. And I want to just kind of call this out. But I want to make sure everyone on the call right now, like, tell us if we're crazy. I believe one of the things that we want to do is give you the ability to take any one of the listing leads templates and send it through listing leads. So if I come into listing leads right now, as an example, I'll log in. Everybody knows we have hundreds of different email campaigns that are situational. And so, as an example, if I have a just listed or a coming soon, our vision, and you can tell us if we're crazy or not, our vision is you would click on a template, like a situational template, and you just click send. And once you do that, we might ask you a question or two so we can personalize the email for your market or for your situation. We'd personalize the email and then you would just send it to whatever list you want that you've already uploaded to AI mode. So, right now, Lee, like our vision is we want to be the only email marketing solution that you don't have to worry about the content, right? Like, I mean, at a high level, if you use MailChimp or Constant Contact or SendGrid, you got to figure out what to send. And
right,
for
you
us,
got
we're like,
homework. You still come home with homework.
you still got homework. So let us know in the chat, like if we built that, like would you 100% use that? Or you could just take a listing leads template and then click like personalize and send. Because that would be, yeah, you can see the yes is
Love it.
coming in. Okay.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
on the right track. Jimmy, I don't want to give anything away, but I've seen some of this back end. It's pretty exciting, kind of easy button to like, who are you targeting? What's the general thing? Hey, here's the template and people to send it to. So, Nina, appreciate
Yeah.
that. Yeah, we know you guys hate doing this, which is why we want to make it as easy as possible. Nobody wants to buy an email program. At best, paste stuff into it. At most, like make a template and designs. That's
Yeah.
really what we're all about. So we appreciate the good words, and we're super excited. This is early. What we're like week 2, Jimmy. Like we got stuff coming.
We got stuff coming. And all of your feet, like as everyone knows, Lee and myself are fanatical about customer service and success. So let us know. Send the email to us. We're on it. If you got questions, problems, suggestions, recommendations, feed it our way. And Nina puts it best as we wrap here. Bless you, helping me automate my least favorite things. Nina, we appreciate you. Bless you as well. Let's get out there, start sending some emails, getting our database re-engaged. And ultimately, and the goal here of all of this is get you more business. All right, Lee, on that note, thank you so much. Hey, real quick, don't forget, I have to plug this, Lee. Every Monday, we do campaign kickoff calls where we break down this week's plan. So we cover the texts and the emails and the sales scripts and the social posts. So let's make sure if you're not on those Monday campaign kickoff calls, jump on those with us. It's a must, in my opinion. It's a great way to start your week off with that sort of marketing mindset. You can see Nina saying huge help.
Thanks, Dina.
Lee, you want to jump the time in? It's leave at 2 o'clock on Mondays, right?
Yeah, it's 2 o'clock Monday. Let me snag the link if we can hang for a quick second more. I'll drop the link in to register. And this on this link, you can register for any or all campaign kickoffs because we do it every week, Jimmy, with that week's content. So there's a reason we do it every week, and that's because it's specific to executing that week's content. So I just dropped in the chat. You can register for every week. You can register for next week. And I also dropped those recordings in the Facebook group as well.
Yep.
So make sure, let me drop a link to the Facebook group now that I
We'll
said
get
it.
you guys in there. Awesome. Lee, as always, my friend, I appreciate you. And for all of our members, we got like less than 90 days left in the year right now, but there is plenty of time right now. Send the email, send the text, post the social, send the postcards. Like you can build up your pipeline, squeeze some new deals in before the end of the year, and have a massive, massive Q1. At Listing Leads, we are here to help you grow your business. We're here to be that easy button for you. We love you guys. We appreciate you. And as always, just let us know how we can better serve you and your business. So on that note, Lee, I will see you on Monday, my friend.
Yes, sir.